Wow, wow, wow. I'm definitely getting into college baseball now, and it's been fun. And wow, wow, wow. This game two. I mean, it wasn't even a game, really. I'll be honest. Uh, yeah, it was a game until the rain came, and after that, it wasn't even a game. And if the rain hadn't come, it wouldn't have been a game, anyways. But yeah. So A&M, see, beat us 2-0, won the series. So Texas will fight to win tomorrow. Uh, and then we're gonna get a look at Verlander. I think tomorrow's gonna be a really good chance to see how good Dylan Volantis really is. This lineup that A&M has is loaded. Um, Sorrell, I mean, has to be a top 10 pick. I don't know how he isn't. I feel like I watched a couple top 10, top 20 dudes. I mean, I just can't. I mean, how? And I don't want to comment on this, but I'm not like, cause I'm like I said, I'm just getting into baseball. But how can you like even watching this? Just watching this Texas A&M series, Texas versus Texas A&M series between Gavin Grohovic, Caden Sorrell, uh, and then Carson Tenney and Aiden Robbins. How could you draft a high school kid over one of those four guys? Like I just have a hard, like I don't know. And like I said, I'm just getting into it. So if that's what GMs, whatever they call them in MLB do, I don't know. But like watching those four guys this weekend, I don't know. That's really interesting to me. But look, I mean, this is a great series. For game one, and game two wasn't so great, but just want to say something. Not so proud, I feel like, of the Texas fan base just because of what I've been seeing on social media. Look, A&M's a better team, and they're a lot better. I'm just gonna be real, and it starts with the bats. Their bats are that I have, just trying to following baseball this year, and I haven't seen like that. Here's why I put A&M's lineup is just their lineup is on the same level as Georgia Tech, and it's on the same level as UCLA. Like I know it's probably the top three lineups. Like when it comes to hitting, my bad. When it comes to hitting, those are the top three in America. A&M, Texas, not Texas, A&M, UCLA, and Georgia Tech are the top three hitting lineups in America. I firmly believe that, and that's what I mean. Like if you could hold one of those lineups down, then you have an elite pitching staff. Those lineups are just insane. Now we'll see what Georgia Tech and UCLA how they fare once the competition rises up a little more. Now I know Georgia Tech just whooped. Let me not be careful. Now they just whooped Florida State. So and they have people that one of the best pitching staffs in America. So you could probably start putting Georgia Tech out of that category. But UCLA, it'll definitely be interesting to see how they do in Omaha Super Regional. When they get some of them top arms, you're not getting that top competition that an A&M or maybe the Georgia Tech is getting with some of the arms they're seeing in conference play. But this might be a two-part. I have so much to say. Look, man, A&M's a lot better than Texas, and we are not right now. We're not like A&M's a better team, and this is flat out what it is. Like this team, I'll put it like this: if this team, I mean, I don't see why they shouldn't be making a run to College World Series. Like why they can't be in the final game. Like I'll be honest. Like I think that'd be a fair. Like Michael Early. Like there is no excuse if Michael Early doesn't make the Omaha this year. No excuse. If I might fire him after that. Because there ain't no way. This team is too. This hitting is too good, and you don't have to. It's almost like them Lincoln Riley teams at USC. It's like, come on, like we may not. I'm not. And that's probably not going to win a national title, but there's no way you can't make Omaha. And then I still think you need to make noise in Omaha. You can't just get there and we're in Omaha. Here we go now. Like you got to make noise. If A&M goes Omaha just gets put out, that'd be again. This hitting lineup is their lineup of hitters is just too good to not make. Will make like I'm talking about. I don't see why A&M shouldn't be a Final Four team. Like in that Final Four to get playing for a spot and like literally playing. Like if we win this game or win these, I think it's what best of three. However, like I said, I'm new to it, so I'm not sure exactly how it works. But whatever, best of three, right? So you get what I'm saying. But you need to be in that series. Like, hey, we win the series, we're going to the national title game. I feel like if they don't get there, that's a little disappointing for A&M because they have the lineup to at least get there. I feel like if you get there, I'll take that as an A&M fan and say, okay, I'll give you that. But if anything less than that, I feel like it'd be a disappointment, honestly, for A&M. This team is really, really, they're elite. But I want to say something, like I said, for the Texas fans, I saw a lot of complaining about the umpires. And I get it. Look, I get it. I get it. The officiating is what it is, but guess what? Texas still lost the series. It's just kind of what it like. I get the officiating, and I get and like I said, I'm new to it, so I can't comment on it because I don't really. I'm still learning the game and all this kind of stuff. But the pitch that went viral or whatever they show on, like, hey, it did look like a strike, but he didn't call it a strike. And then, like, obviously, like, people are like, we're getting these, we're not giving the strikes, and after they're not calling it, they're getting big hits, and I get it. But that's when I said at the end of the day, our pitching staff has to be better. Like, we have to be better as a pitching staff. We didn't pitch well enough. We didn't hit well enough either. I mean, let's talk about that. Now, game one, you could say we did, but game four, we definitely. I mean, game two, we definitely didn't. So yeah, I mean, it's simple as that. I just don't like playing the officiating game because at the end of the day, well, guess what? We can sit there for the next 2 weeks and talk about officiating and what went wrong in this game for Texas. And guess what? We still lost a series. That's kind of where I'm at with it. We got to pitch better. We got to hit better. I put more blame on the players and like that kind of stuff than I do any of the officiating. I just feel like it's a loser mentality. I just don't like it from my fan base. Like we're better. We got to be better than this, bro. Like A&M flat out beat us. I mean, I'm just gonna be real. Like Luke Harrison, I mean, he was throwing meatballs over home plate, and then and then Caden Sorrell, Gilbert Hovick. I mean, I that looked easy for them. I don't think it got hard for them until some of the other guys came in after him. But yeah, that's on that. I give credit to Michael Early. He looked like a guy that should have been fired last year, and he looks like a guy has a job. Like I said, this can't be it now. You don't just beat Texas, and that'll show us for your Super Bowl. If you beat Texas, and then it just goes down. You got to make noise now. The pressure of Michael Early, I don't think, and if it is, that tells you a lot about that. That means we're your Super Bowl. But I don't think that should just be like, oh, well, you beat Texas, And I know he beat Vandy last week. That you should, now you beat Texas, you beat Vandy. So now we're like, oh yeah, dude, like yeah, your job is like, no, you need to go down there and win in Omaha. That's where I'm at with it. Now A&M, they're gonna take whatever they can get. They gave Mike Elko an extension. They don't understand how dumb that is. They're gonna find out this year how dumb that was because Mike Elko ain't worth 11 million. But that's another discussion for another day. We'll talk about that in summertime once this baseball stuff ends, and then we got off season, and we'll talk some ball once there's nothing really going on, football. But I'll say this about Texas. Texas fan, I'm telling you, I don't know why y'all are so kind of. I don't like. Here's my thing with Texas baseball. I'm not really. It's hard for Texas baseball to like disappoint me in a way because I don't feel like we have the bats when as soon as we lost Williams, I was like big blow. And then we haven't got anything from our freshman guys. Ermis hasn't given us anything. Like what's the big deal? Like this team is I'm happy Sauce has won this much, but I'm not sitting here like I just understand why y'all are like I get like obviously we have national title expectations, but Sloss hasn't even got his a full freshman class in of hitters and pitchers. And that's why like I don't put too much stock. Like what we did last year, great. Everybody makes fun. Oh, we lost super regional, dude. I didn't even think we'd make a regional. So like I'm shocked we even made it. I didn't even know how Sloss did that. We won the SEC regular season. How did you even do that? I have no idea, but he did it. Like that's a win for me. This year, what he's done, number two team in America. I mean, we're not gonna be that anymore, but like this is our first loss in SEC play. I mean, I can't, dude. This dude is doing this, and he didn't. And guess what? He left, and he didn't get to bring over his best players. He didn't get Caden Sorrell. He didn't get Caden Kent. He didn't get Gavin Krahovic. He didn't get Jay Laviolette. He didn't even get Ryan Prager. Their ace pitcher, right? On when they made a national title run. That's my whole thing in this. Is if he had those dudes, maybe I could be like, you know what, man, this is a little. But like he hasn't even like all the guys. He didn't even. He really brought nobody over from the portal. So it's like, and I mean, David Pierce left him nothing. Will Gasparino, I mean, he was home. He was hit or miss. Literally, his last season was a definition of hit or miss for him. And if he wasn't hitting home runs, he was striking out. His batting average is 242. I mean, and then he went to the portal and it was too pricey. And then I mean, and Aiden Robbins isn't the problem. I mean, center field isn't the problem. Aiden Robbins is on the same. He's right there behind Sorrell. I mean, when it comes to hitting, he's on that level. So, like, I'm not concerned, and I'm not looking at this team like, oh, I'll say this. I feel like if we don't make Omaha, I'll be disappointed. That's why I say that. But I'm not looking at this team to go win a national title. We just don't have the bats. Like we just don't have enough of the bats. I'm not sure we have enough pitching. Like I think it's Sloss said like he literally said. I remember in an interview he said We just don't have the depth that I would be. I don't feel comfortable with the depth we have when it comes to our hitters or position players, and when it comes to our pitchers. He's like, we don't have the depth that I feel. He's like, we're just not there yet. I don't think we'll be there till next year. Which, funny enough, is when A&M took off was the year three under Sloss. So it's just like I'm not really too. Like I said, I still think Omaha needs to be the thing. If you don't make Omaha, it'll be disappointing. I'll be flat out. This team should be a top eight team in the country. But I'm not like I just feel like at the end of the day we don't have enough to compete with A&M. We don't have enough bats. Um, and we don't have the pitching. We don't have the depth. I mean, we're trying to rely on freshmen. And I think let me tell you this. I'll say it right now. Brett Crossland, Sam Cozart, Michael Winter, Brody Walls, four big leaguers. Those guys are going to be all conference and all Americans most likely. Those guys are true freshmen, and you're trying to come in here and ask them. And Brody Walls looked really, really good in this game, in game two. It'll get underlined, and we'll look back a year or two, but man, that Brody Walls kid, he showed us he was going to be a stud. Those guys are going to be studs. But it's like Sauce is trying to say, like it's just hard to. We're relying on freshmen to try to be our best relievers. And then even Luke Harrison, he's our starter. He got killed today. Now he's been really good since Sauce has been here, but it's just like we're young there. We're young at pitching. We're young with pitching. And it's just like we don't. Sauce hasn't got his high school guys when it comes to hitters. He's picked some out of the portal, and he's got some and somebody went to the draft, and he hasn't got enough from high school yet because he hasn't been here long enough to stack high school classes. He hasn't even had a high school class full of position players. So I I'm not too pressed about losing to A&M because um, I don't know if there's a Nick Saban of college baseball, but I feel very confident, and I didn't feel confident. I wouldn't be saying it. I think Jim Slauson is going to be the Nick Saban of college baseball. I feel very confident that if you look at what that team A&M team was going to be, I feel like very confident. I say this right now. A&M would have won back-to-back national titles. They would have won it last year, and and you bet your bottom dollar they would have won it again this year. This team would have walked to the national title game again this year. Like I'm just gonna like I think what I saw from Sloss and what he was able to do at A&M is this guy could is the reminds me of Nick Saban. Like he's a little Nick Saban-ish, and it's like I think people are kind of like, and it's gonna sound crazy now because we lost two, but shoot, I mean like I really felt we had the next Nick Saban of like I mean not next, but I think we had the next I think we had the Nick Saban of college baseball. Like what he did with that A&M team in year three, and the lineup they were gonna put on the field in year four was gonna be unbelievable. I mean there was no way nobody everybody knew the A&M team was gonna win a national title, and then he would have run it back, and then I mean, come on, I don't really have to be explaining this. They would have won back-to-back national titles, and then they would have been going for a three-peat. I mean, like I don't have to explain. Now you put him at Texas with the resources we have, and so that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm honestly happy because here's the hold on, let me do this.